Hi, I'm LDS in Medium, and thank you so much for tuning in today. I want to try to bring religion and spirituality closer together, and this is what this pod is all about. I will talk about my own thoughts and feelings as I am both LDS and have spiritual gifts, something that I've had my whole life, but I always thought that it was hard to combine these gifts with my religion. This has torn me into two directions, and I have talked to many people who feel the same way. I can't choose not to have my spiritual gifts, but I can choose how I use them. And I always want to use them for good and to help others. I believe my heavenly parents gave them to me for a reason. So, this is me. Join my quest for knowledge. 1 Nephi 22. I'm finally in the last chapter of 1 Nephi. It has only taken me more than a year, or almost two, to get here. But slow and steady wins the race. What came to me as I read the first two verses of the chapter was this. And now it came to pass that I, Nephi, had read these things which were engraved upon the plates of brass. My brethren came unto me and said unto me, What meaneth these things which ye have read? Behold, are they to be understood according to things which are spiritual, which shall come to pass according to the Spirit and not the flesh? And I, Nephi, said unto them, Behold, they were manifest unto the prophet by the voice of the Spirit. For by the Spirit are all things made known unto the prophets, which shall come upon the children of men according to the flesh. I've been listening to a lot of spiritual people and their experiences that they receive, and I wonder why they differ so much from what I know. And I realize it's because I have the gospel. I was born and raised inside the gospel. So when God shows me things, He can do so within the frames of the gospel. People who don't have it interpret what they get based on their experience. And if one of them puts words to that experience and others read about it and recognize what they experienced, they will label and frame it in the same way. Hence, Atlantis was created. But for me, it is the pre-existence. It's based on the spiritual glasses you got on and the framework you have been exposed to in your life. In the following verses, it goes in and talks about the lost tribes of Israel, scattered upon the face of the earth, amongst all nations, led away and scattered to and fro upon the isles of the sea. And whither they are, none of us knoweth. I find it interesting in the end of verse 5. Because of the Holy One of Israel, for against him will they harden their hearts. Wherefore they shall be scattered among all nations and shall be hated of all men. I've been trying to figure out if this is from the past or of times to come. In the past, the Jews have suffered, but not hatred of all men, but they have been persecuted and struggled through history. But I have this voice inside my head saying that this is yet to come. I keep reading the verses, and a part of me wants to believe it has already happened, and a part of me thinks it's yet to happen. The raising of a mighty nation among the Gentiles that shall shatter their seed. And it continues in verse 8. And after our seed is scattered, the Lord God will proceed to do a marvelous work among the Gentiles, which shall be of great worth unto our seed. Wherefore, it is likened unto their being nourished by the Gentiles, and being carried in their arms and upon their shoulders. It would be so nice to be carried. I'm a bit tired of struggling by myself. I would like to be carried for just a little bit so I can recuperate. But I guess I feel like I struggle because I'm not doing what He wants me to do. It's really easy to have faith when you see the plan and the safety net. It's much harder to jump when you only see clouds and no net. The net is there underneath the clouds, and He wants me to jump. But it's not just me. It's my kids, home, food, work, survival. I know He has got my back, and so far He has caught me every time, and yet I find it hard sometimes to just jump. I find hope in the promise made to Abraham in the end of verse 9. In thy seed shall all kindreds of the earth be blessed. I think I feel blessed, but I also think it's a decision to feel blessed. It is far more easy to see the lack in everything than to look at hard situations and see them as blessings. Verse 15. For behold, says the prophet, the time cometh speedily, that Satan shall have no more power over the heart of the children of men. For the day soon cometh that all the proud and they who do wickedly shall be as stubble, and the day cometh that they must be burned. I see this all around me. I see how the third-dimensional people are fighting for survival, keeping us bound by fear and threats, trying to make us less than we are. And yet, more and more people are waking up to their divine purpose and start living from their heart space, and I feel comforted by the promises he makes. 16. For the time soon cometh that the fullness of the wrath of God shall be poured out upon all the children of men. For he will not suffer that the wicked shall destroy the righteous. Wherefore he will preserve the righteous by his power, even if it so be that the fullness of his wrath must come. And the righteous be preserved, even unto the destruction of their enemies by fire. Wherefore the righteous need not fear, for thus says the prophet, they shall be saved, even if it so be as by fire. And I really like that. Wherefore the righteous need not fear, for thus says the prophet, they shall be saved. And I love, in verse 25, how he talks about Christ as the shepherd. And he gathereth his children from the four quarters of the earth, and he numbereth his sheep, and they know him, and there shall be one fold and one shepherd. And he shall feed his sheep, and in him they shall find pasture. And because of the righteousness of his people, Satan has no power. Wherefore he cannot be loosened for the space of many years. For he hath no power over the hearts of the people, for they dwell in righteousness, and the Holy One of Israel regained. I jumped over some good stuff, so read the whole chapter. But what stands out to me is the blessings promised to the ones who chooses him, and to stand faithful. I was thinking today at church about the word Zion, and how it was about them living with one heart and one purpose. And I connected that to a near-death experience I listened to that talks about 10 important principles, and one of them was that truth that we are all one. And if we look at the field of information that is all around us, and that connects us all, like the tree in the Avatar movie, and how the roots to all the trees connected with each other, and that everything is connected. We are all connected. It holds true for me. You, me, we are connected. Be the light, share the light, spread the light, shine. This is my journey. Thank you so much for keeping me company today. Please download, like, share, and subscribe, and help spread the light and spread the word to expand our community. Let's bring more love, peace, and unity to this world. Take care of yourself and your loved ones. Always be grateful, kind, and loving. Be brave and remember to step out of your comfort zone and smile. If you support us on Patreon, you will get access to our meditations and extra materials so you can download them as MP3. Also, we now have a Facebook group, which you can access from our Facebook community. Please answer the questions as you apply to participate. It will be a safe haven where we can keep discussing religion and spirituality, our spiritual gifts, and self-development. Remember, one person can make a difference, but together we can change the world.